Channel Weekly. I'm Suzy Taylor.
And I'm Luke Wilkins, and here we are at P&H Motorcycles in Crawley, and guess what, my friends? The sun is out, yes.
Whoop, whoop.
British summertime has finally arrived, which is only good news for us bikers, and as always, we're going to bring you the best stuff from BikeChannel.com.
Right, so coming up on this week's show,
we send Ali from Fast Bikes down to Brands Hatch, where he gets one hell of a surprise.
I take delivery of my super cool Zen Moto Tommy 125, a more affordable version of the Lambrettas and Vespas of this world.
Hey, that may be cool, but it's not quite the £16,000 Harley Fatboy Special I've been riding all week. I'll let you know what I think of this rather special machine.
We check out Dainese's 2011 Leathers range.
And finally, I head down to London City Dockland Arena to hang out with Chris Birch and Nate Adams and find out a little bit more about the sport of extreme freestyling.
Okay, first of all, Luke, have you had another haircut?
Don't be silly, that would be really pretentious and not very macho of me. And I'm a macho, manly man biker, so no, I haven't. It's the light. It looks different. Anyway, we've got lots of cool stuff coming up in today's show, including Ali from Fast Bikes. Now, we sent him down to Brands Hatch with an absolute track tool, the BMW S1000 RR. Now, the plan was he was going to go there, put in some track times, have some fun, and just generally muck about.
It didn't go quite to plan though, did it?
Well, no, because when he got down there, some geezer decided to challenge him for a race, and what happened, well, the outcome was just one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Let's check it out.
Hello Fast Bikes, we're here with Bike Channel at Brands Hatch. Glorious day. We're here to test the BMW S1000 RR, 2010 Fast Bike Sports Bike of the Year. Need we say more? 180 horsepower at the rear wheel, standard, bog standard, 180 kilos, fastest in most at the moment. He wants to race, doesn't he? White boy in his GTR. Look who it is, Craig Curry.
Hi Al, you alright?
How you doing, mate? Not bad?
Good, thank you.
So you want to race then?
Yeah, I think I'm ready for a race. What's that?
This is a BMW S1000 RR.
It's only got half the wheels I've got.
Yeah, it's got
half the power.
180 horsepower, 180 kilos, 12.5 grand, mate. Let's talk spec for yours then. 60 grand. Safer. Lot of car. Best car on the road for 60 grand. 470 brake horsepower, 0 to 60, 3.5 seconds. But it's a right bus, isn't it? How much does that weigh?
1.8 tons. It's not a bus. It's fast. It's stable. It brakes. It corners. Best car on the road.
Let's go driving.
Check the flashes, son. Check the flashes.
We'll see. Ciao. No. You bikers, moped riders, taking all boom boom all this all over the road. Not happening this time.
Close, but I think the car. There's a lot of curves here, so the bike's going to be leaning over and he's not going to be able to get on the power so easy.
I'm going to go with the car. Definitely the car.
The bike.
Why?
It'll have a quick speed on top straight, bottom straight.
Initial thoughts? I'm going to try and waste him.
So come to the end of the day, well, it's been pretty close. I must admit, when they rolled it out and Craig went out there initially, he was doing 53 straight away, I thought this is going to be tricky. Initially we were going to use the whole GP circuit, and I was confident the bike down the straights and the sweeping corners would have the edge, particularly with BMW's traction control. But as it is, we end up using the Indy circuit, and although there's not a lot of straights, the bike did edge it by quite a bit, thanks to its lightness, thanks to 180 horsepower, and she's a big old girl, 1.8 tons, but you know, 430 horsepower. Again, it was going to be close. In the end, the bike did a 52.1 and the car did a 53.7, so it's 1.6 seconds. Not a lot really when you consider it, but at the end of the day, I had no choice. I had to beat the car or I wouldn't be going to that office, trust me. All that's to me to say is a big thank you to Bike Channel. Thanks for coming out and helping us. Obviously a big thank you to Nissan for the loan of the car, and a massive thank you to Craig Curry, who obviously is driving all day and sliding and leaving big darkies throughout Brands Hatch.
I see what you mean, Luke. That was so cool. Was it just me, or was Ali teasing the Nissan a little bit?
Yeah, towards the end, I think when he let it pass and was putting the wheelies down straight, there was no doubt in my mind he was having a bit of a show off. But what a result, and this is fact, man. On race tyres, both car and bike got to do lap times without the other one there as well, and the bike was 1.6 seconds quicker a lap, and that's in the Indy circuit. If they'd have gone the full GP circuit, probably about 3 seconds, Ali reckons. And I tell you what, the guy in the car, he's not a muck-around driver either. He actually races for Nissan. So ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Bikes are better than cars, no matter what anyone else says.
You're a little bit aggressive there, Luke.
Sorry, I'm just proud of motorbikes, yeah, and I'll tell you what, Ali can ride as well. So well done, Ali, good work, mate. We'll see you next week. And enough of the track shenanigans, though, because you took delivery of an absolute beast of a machine this week, didn't you?
Yes, don't be jealous, Superbike fans. I took delivery of my Tommy 125, £800 worth of pure grunt. And you know how much I love a grunter.
This thing looks incredible. If you're into Lambrettas and Vespas, it's a real cheap alternative. So should we check out what you thought of it?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so here I am doing my first review for Bike Channel. Now, obviously, I want everyone to take me seriously, so I chose a big beast of a bike to do my first bike review on. And here it is, the Lexmoto Tommy 125. Such a lovely evening, I've come up to Epsom Downs on my Tommy, which, let's be honest, is a bit of a Chinese rip-off of Vespas and Lambrettas. But look at it, £800, bargain. One of the main reasons that you'll buy a bike like this is because of the way it looks. It's very fashionable, it's very retro, it's on trend. In fact, someone's just told me they think it looks half Harley, half Vespa. What I love about it is the amount of chrome. You've got chrome handlebars, you've got chrome bumpers, you've got a chrome rack. But what I do wonder is how long will this Chinese chrome last? So what's it like to ride, I hear you ask? Well, it's a 125 4-stroke single-cylinder engine with 11 brake horsepower, which means it's pretty quick around town, quick off the lights, and I've reached speeds of 55 miles per hour. Not up a hill though, just on a straight. In terms of handling, to be honest, it has exceeded my expectations. However, I feel like you've got to turn more into corners than I have done on other scooters. But I think that's just because of the curved handlebars. What is good though, low centre of gravity. You've got the fuel tank down here, so that helps with balance as well. Brakes, don't find them that good to be honest, but I've only done 85 miles, so I'm still bedding them in. We'll give them a chance. I think a plus point for the Tommy is that it's great for pillions. I've actually had a 6'2" bloke on the back of this, and the handling was absolutely fine. I couldn't even feel him. But the only thing is that when you're turning corners, the handlebars actually do hit your pillion in the knee, but you know, if they're annoying you a little bit, you've actually got to do it a little bit harder. Right, now you may have noticed that I'm a girl. Yes, I am. I carry a lot of things with me. I need a lot of storage space. And this is where the Tommy is let down a little bit. There's hardly any room. I've got my bag in here, Luke's hairbrush, which is full of hair, and the lock, and that's pretty much all you can get in there, so definitely a down point for me. I guess you could put a top box on the back, but I've been told that with the pillion backrest there, you're actually not going to be able to fit one on, so not very good. Now finally, it's difficult to find any differences on paper between the Tommy 125 and the Vespa LX 125, except that the Vespa is £2,000 more than the Tommy. So if you can live without the badge and the kudos of riding a Vespa, then this is fantastic value for money. And I should know, I spent £800 of my hard-earned cash on this, but will it stand the test of time? Watch this space. Well, I've just got back from a lovely ride out on the Tommy. I've told you what I think about it, but I just want to say thank you to Art Deans of Swindon and BMG Scooters in Richmond.
So then, preconceptions aside, and I'm not going to lie, I thought that was going to be absolutely rubbish. It looked like you had a lot of fun on that bike.
Do you know what? It costs between £800 to £900 on the road.
Yeah.
So I think it's important that your expectations aren't that high. And then it can only supersede them.
Yeah,
supersede, is that the right word?
I like that. Supersede, that's a big word. I think
and
once it's 3 syllables.
I know, exactly. And do you know what? It is so much fun.
And if you think about it practically, £800-900 on the road, CBT, tax, and your gear and your lid and stuff like that, 120 miles to the gallon, it'll do 60 odd miles per hour. You're going to nip about in town. Do you need anything more?
Affordable, very affordable.
Yeah, practical is the key word there.
And we like practical.
And you look rather snazzy too.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, not that good. But if you've got more than £800 to spend, maybe say
big balls here.
£16,000, then you might be dreaming of getting a Harley Davidson, and one of the top Harley Davidson in my eyes is the Fat Boy Special. I got to spend a whole week on this bike, and let's be honest, most people who want to get into biking, this is what they dream of. So let's find out what I thought of it. Welcome to Harley Davidson in Guildford, where we've been out and about on this, the Fat Boy Special, and we thought we'd stop off here as a very apt place to tell you what we think of this rather sexy and amazing looking machine. Okay, so first up, what's a Fat Boy Special? Well, it's pretty much a standard Harley Davidson Fat Boy, but with a few cosmetic changes. Like you can see, the solid black front wheel, you've got engine casings coated in matte black paint, also the exhaust. And generally it just looks a little bit meaner and a little bit cooler, if you ask me. Price-wise, it comes in at £15,865, just under 16 grand for this beast, which isn't that much more than the normal Fat Boy. In fact, I think it's only a couple of hundred extra quid more. And for that, well, you're getting a hell of a piece of equipment. It does seem a huge amount of money, though, when you compare it to modern-day rivals like the Victory Hammer S, which is 14.5 grand, and the Triumph Thunderbird Storm, which comes in, what, just under £13,000. But, of course, one of the reasons you're paying that much more is it has got that on the tank. And I can tell you all the little cosmetic things about this bike do add up. If you look at the engine casing, you can see the silver and chrome effects on so many of the little parts, and it just looks spectacular. And do you know what? I ride probably some of the most exotic bikes in the world, but nothing ever garners the same attention as a Harley Davidson. I went to a pub the other day, literally went inside for 5 minutes for a coffee, I'd like to add, and when I came out there were 8 guys standing around having a cigarette, all looking at the bike, all wanting to know all about it. None of them bikers, but everyone knowing that badge on the tank and everyone wanting to get a piece of it if they can. The bike itself, or the engine, is a 1584 V-twin, which hasn't really changed much in about 60, 70 years. They've been making additions to it every now and again. It produces 65 brake horsepower, but it's not really about top-end power on a Harley, it's more about the torque. This has got 89 pound-per-foot of torque, which isn't exactly going to rip your head off, like something like the Victory Hammer or maybe the Triumph Thunderbird or the Thunderbird Storm, but delivers a real solid performance, shall we say, that, you know, will keep you chugging along at 50 miles an hour, will get you up to kind of 90 to 100 if you really want to, but without any fairings on, without a screen on, you don't want to go much faster than that. And hey, it's a Harley. It was designed to be ridden at 30 to 50 miles an hour with you having some tassels coming off the back and enjoying the view and the scenery. You might sound surprised that it is actually a Harley Davidson I really enjoy riding. I know in the past I have criticised some Harleys because of the fact I think that they're much more style over substance. With the big chunky front tyre that you get on this and the big back tyre, it does actually handle quite nicely. You haven't got a lot of clearance though. I've been scraping my pegs literally just turning out of roads nearly every single time. Brakes are better than most Harleys. Still, I'm not that convinced. I think that they could upgrade them, and personally I think it's something when you're riding a 313 kilogram bike you want to have a bit more confidence in. But as an actual kind of ride experience, it's pretty spectacular. It's so comfortable. It's like riding an armchair. It absorbs all the speed bumps, the potholes, and we've had so many of those since it snowed over the winter. And it does make you feel really, really special. So overall, this is definitely one of my favourite Harley Davidsons. I'm a big fan of the Fat Bob, I'm a big fan of the Fat Boys, and I think this one looks a little bit nicer than the standard Fat Boy. Depends which one you want to go for, the chrome or the matte black finish. I'm a rocker or a metaler, so the matte black to me always comes out on top. My thing is this, look, it's £16,000 roughly. After that, you're going to want to spend at least £1,000 on a good set of exhausts on it. So you're looking at about 17 grand for a bike that, while spectacular looking and really nice to ride, is actually technologically and I suppose in the modern day terms of bikes behind a lot of its competitors. People don't care about that. Buying a Harley is a lifestyle choice. It's not something you go and do with a rational brain on, because spending 16, 17 grand on a bike that, let's be honest, can be outperformed and doesn't have as probably good and as modern components as a bike that will cost you 12 and a half, 13 grand, isn't common sense. But these bikes are all about passion. If you've ever wanted to ride a motorbike, most people start off thinking, seeing Harley Davidsons as they're a kid and seeing that that's what they want to do. So many people I know buy Harleys have never ridden anything else because they're not interested in it. And you know, with the accessories and the customizations you can get with it, with the clubs that everyone joins when you ride Harley Davidsons and going to bike meets and stuff, there is nothing like them. So in other words, I do really, really like the bike. I do think, obviously, that it is a little bit too expensive compared to its more modern European and even, say, the Victory and American rival, but you know what? You get that badge on the tank and you get a grin on the side of your face that you probably wouldn't get on any other machine, and more than that, you get the feeling knowing that you're riding a Harley Davidson. So in other words, thebikechannel.com, I'm giving the Fat Boy Special a bit of a thumbs up. Still think it's a bit too expensive, but if you've got the money no object to you, and you don't have to worry about common sense, practicality, then my goodness, go get yourself one of these, and I think you're going to fall in love with it.
It's like me and you, you're giving too many mixed messages. Do you like it or not?
How am I giving mixed messages to you? It's a thumbs up. It's really tricky, man. Harleys are bikes that so many people dream of, and they really, really are. And so many people are so passionate about it. While we were there at Harley Davidson in Guildford, I got collared by two really cool guys who were mad into their Harleys and just lectured me for half an hour about saying, you know, how can you say there are better bikes out there? It's one of those things. If you want to buy a Harley, you're going to buy a Harley. You know, it's the badge, it's the image, it's everything. If you're not bothered about the badge and you just want to look at bikes that for a little bit less are probably better bikes you don't have to do anything to, then you know, Triumph Thunderbird, Storm, Victory Hammer S, you've got to go for. The Triumph Thunderbird Storm comes in at under 12 grand now, for crying out loud. And the Victory Hammer S is just one over there. It's one of my favourite bikes ever, hell of a machine. But saying that, you can't customise them like you can the Harley, and the Harley, that's why people love them. You know, you can tune them, you can add separate twiddly bits to it, you can do whatever you want.
Bits.
And if you wear those dangly bits on your jackets, you look really cool too. So I loved it, absolutely did, but I'm a bike reviewer, believe it or not, I am a bike reviewer.
Practical, there's that word again, practical.
Practicality says, sod it and go buy the Tommy 125.
Okay, next up, we went to Moto Direct to check out the 2011 Dainese leathers range.
Welcome to Moto Direct headquarters here in Derbyshire. Today, we're here to check out the brand new launch of the 2011 range of Dainese and AGV motorcycle leathers and product clothing range. Right, with me then I have Nigel Bosworth, UK brand manager for Dainese, and we've seen a presentation today of all your incredible new line of 2011 motorcycle clothing range. Yep. But I've got you here, Nigel, because I want you to talk us through some of what you think will be the key products for the UK market this year.
Okay, no worries. Thanks for this time.
No worries.
Right, what we, I guess, our our top level suit this year is the Avro suit, which is it's been tailored a lot different. And in the past, what we've done really basically is to increase the leather protection on the front here, whereas in the past, to get a comfort fit, you used to have just a stretchy panel. Got the co-injection safety protection on the arms. This is a painted Dainese part. Since they introduced that to MotoGP, which is probably 10 years now, we've had 4-5 broken collarbones. Which
is a lot less, because if it grips, that's all the pressure goes through the collarbone. I've done that playing rugby, and you know, obviously not on the bike or thing. I know how painful it can be, and I know that it is when you make the impact and it can't move.
Exactly.
So that's so that's just allowing it to stop it gripping, so you're not putting all the pressure on that. Okay, cool. So that's the Avro. That's your top of the range racing suit. How much does that come in at?
That comes in at 958. So
not bad. A range of colours and everything you choose and personalise.
Yeah, six different colours, having personalised, etc.
So we've looked at race suits, an entry level suit. How about protecting my feet and ankles, Nigel?
Right, okay, we've got the brand new boot on the market. It's called the Torque Pro Out.
Okay.
The Out stands for that it goes outside your leathers.
Because you can get in ones, can't you? Yeah, okay.
Torque Pro In, which goes inside the leathers. So, but this one is one of our high-end spec boots. It's mainly for sports bike users.
Yeah.
We have a number of key features on this. We have, for example, the titanium slider, toe slider and protection, titanium heel, and the back of the heel as well. It's a Lorica material on the top of the boot. We have the.
It's light as well.
Yeah, very light boot. Yeah, it's we have the impact resistant heel, so that's like a shock absorber.
Okay, and you've also got that. I see that you've got the double print there. One for so you can put your feet in the pegs, and one so you actually push the bike backwards.
Yeah,
I like that, man. Because how often do you get stuck in the wet trying to move your bike, and you're like, that it's never going to happen.
The downside, a lot of people say, to having a zip at the back is that a lot of people have fat calves.
Yeah.
They can't quite get them over. So
not me, mine is felt. I'd like to point out. I haven't got cankles.
So what we do, we put an adjustment on it there.
Sweet. So yes, even if you've got like massive, incredible Hulk-sized calves, you can pretty much squeeze them in.
Yeah, and then you adjust it, and then off you go.
Sweet.
So it's quick and easy to get into the boot as well. And say it's still safety always in mind. It's 259.
259 for the Torque Out.
Torque Out.
So then let's have a look at some gloves. What have you got here, Nigel?
Right, this is our top glove. It's called the Full Metal Pro.
Yeah.
It's been developed by a guy called Valentino Rossi.
I've heard of him somewhere. He's something to do with bikes, isn't he? Yeah. Italian, something ties in nicely.
It's pretty useful bloke. We have a carbon fibre moulding, and on the back of that we have titanium.
Does it pretty cool, man.
Which looks well cool.
Yeah, it does. And that is obviously very safe as well. It's not just for the fact it looks cool.
It's not just for looking good, no. And then we also have a carbon protection on the knuckle.
Yeah.
And then on the joints as well we have the carbon. So again, double safe, because the high points are the ones that do get the most abuse when you get on the tarmac. It's a £220 glove.
Yeah.
But you're paying for, you know, your hands.
Valentino Rossi's personal design glove. No, totally.
It's, say manufacturing time is a long time to produce.
To make one of those, yeah. Thank you so much, Nigel. It's been a brilliant day. Actually, I've had a lot of fun. I've even learnt things, as you can see from my bonus point getting.
Yeah.
And these are the things you need to look out for at your local Dainese stockist.
Well, that was really interesting. You're such a geek, aren't you? You love it.
I'm not going to lie, I do like to geek out a little bit. And yeah, you know, I thought it was important that our viewers got to know every nook and cranny about the new Dainese 2011 Levers range. And, you know, I thought I delivered on that promise.
Definitely.
Geek-tastic. I'm not a loser, honest. Anyway, let's move on to something that I'm really good at now. I don't know if you know, but I'm actually a world champion extreme freestyler and motocross. And I rode motocross for 10 years.
No, you didn't. That was me.
Oh, right. You know, that was you that was a motocross rider for 10 years. I'm rubbish in motocross. I did it once about a year ago and fell off many, many times. But I managed to blag the bosses of Bike Channel and tell them that I was really, really good and that they should send me down to meet some people to talk about extreme freestyling.
And you did make a little bit of a tit of yourself, didn't you?
Make a tit of myself? That's a bit...
That's to do an impression.
Go on. That's a good one. You didn't actually do me falling over. It's more of a... Anyway, yeah, I did make a complete tit out of myself in front of some really cool people as well. But I did get to speak to two people who know a lot about extreme freestyling, and here's what happened. Right, Chris Birch, UK #1 freestyler. That's one of the reasons right, man, this is insane. We are here in central London in the Docklands. You just don't really see this kind of stuff going on every day. City Airport's over there, as you can tell with the planes running. And these guys are putting off some of the gnarliest stunts I've ever seen. You would not catch me doing that if there wasn't so I've managed to corner here in the kind of relaxation area with some nice branding in the background, which we quite like. Product placement's always good. Chris Birch, the UK's #1 extreme freestyler fella. Nice to have you here.
Good to be here.
Now, the whole reason we're here is obviously we've got the Monster Extreme Freestylers Tour coming to the UK, coming to Cardiff in July, and you're going to be taking part in that. Just tell people a little bit about what exactly extreme freestyle kind of riding is.
Right, well, the freestyle riding is just guys expressing themselves, riding, doing something they love, riding dirt bikes, really. Over the years, it's picked up from just riding in fields and deserts, mainly in California, just free riding in general, you know, hill climbs, everything. And now we've got ramps, big jumps to do, and you know, a lot of people, some people have learnt tricks to do and perform in front of big crowds, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing for the Monster Energy Extreme Freestylers.
I think it's awesome. You've taken a sport that was pretty much insane as it was, motocross, and then made it more insane, which to me is just genius, to be fair. I mean, I've seen some of the videos of you and Nate, obviously Adams, going about what you do, and we're talking 80-foot air, hanging off the bike, Superman leaps, you know, everything really, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, I can't describe the feeling or anything, but it's definitely one of freedom, and I love doing what I do. I wouldn't change it for the world. So.
Now listen, how did you, I mean obviously you came from motocross, didn't you? How did you kind of get into it? Because a lot of people out there are going to be saying extreme freestyle, it looks insane. Surely it's got to hurt just to start doing it because you're going to fall off. How do you learn?
Well, first you need to be like an accomplished motocross rider, or you need to know how to handle the bike. You know, I don't advise anyone to try this at home, like that can't even ride a motocross.
Don't try it anywhere, not just at home, not in the car.
But I had a few years experience racing motocross and just turned more into jumping. I got lucky. There was a team based around my area that was performing shows, county shows, royal shows all over the UK. They needed more riders, so I went for a trial. This is when I was 15. And got in, they saw potential, and it just built from there.
Listen, Chris, brilliant chatting to you, fella. Have a brilliant day, and I'll be down there watching you perform, mate.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, so I've got all my official freestyle motocross gear on, and I'm ready to go out on track now, spend some time with Dylan, the instructor, just have some fun. Gonna be riding a nice little 124 stroke bike, and I'm very much looking forward to it. See how many times I come off track and crash, because last time I did motocross it was every single lap, so should be interesting. Let's off-road, baby. I broke it. So here we are then with the legend that is Nate Adams. Fella, absolute pleasure, my friend, yeah? It's great to have you here. Now, I've just been out on track and I only did 1.5 laps before I A, broke the bike, and B, I think lost about 4 stone in sweat and everything. I've seen what you do, man. I've seen all the YouTube videos. It is unbelievable, and I thought I was a good rider. I couldn't even do a tabletop out there. How do you do extreme freestyling like you do, man?
I don't know. I think I've just been doing it since I was young. Started riding when I was 8. Got into freestyle about 14, when I was about 14, and then man, I just got into competition series. I started competing when I was 15, so I think I started to get the hang of it early, and it was my dream to be a professional dirt bike rider. So once I got it, I just stayed strong and focused and concentrated, and still am. So I'm just still working. I always want to be a better rider, so I think that's how you do it.
Now listen, it's one thing running around in a motocross track doing your dirt biking. Where did you suddenly come up with the idea of doing this extreme freestyling stuff? Being Travis Pastrana in the process, my friend, do you know what I mean? You're pretty damn good at it. When did you suddenly think, oh, instead of going around a circuit, I'm just going to do ridiculous 100-foot jumps and things like that?
As actually the decision was quite easy. I actually was watching Travis at X Games and on videos and stuff, and when I found out he was, my age, just a couple months older, I was like, holy moly, I think I could do that. And then that was about the time that free riding videos, freestyle videos were very big in the late mid-90s, and I just save up money, buy videos, and watch them, and just study. And then that's just kind of what I wasn't very good at motocross racing, and I was kind of picking up freestyle good, so it was the really easy decision.
Nate, absolute pleasure chatting to you. And do you want me to give you some pointers on the tabletop? Let's go do that now. Yeah, I'll show you how to ruin a bike in 1 lap, okay? It wasn't that bad.
You were terrible.
I wasn't that bad.
Absolutely terrible.
I didn't want to show Chris Birch and Nate Adams up, all right? Because if I really unleashed my full motocross and extreme freestyle talent, they'd have felt like pathetic and small. Yeah, exactly. And I like those guys. They were top blokes. Spent a lot of time with us that day, and I think that I showed my skills on a motocross track.
Okay.
The bike was tiny, and the brakes weren't working, and the balances was wrong, and the gear was everything was wrong. High wind, really
very
bad, blowing across the track. I did too movie the track. There's too much. All right. From now on, I'm leaving the motocross stuff to you. Is that all right?
Yeah, fine.
Cool. I'll do the track stuff. Actually, you're probably better at that too. But no, I'll do the track stuff. You do the motocross stuff. But it was wicked. Thanks to Nate Adams and to Chris Birch for spending the day with us down at London Docklands. Look cool, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they were amazing. So, competition time.
Right then, here at Bike Channel, we've managed to blag 5 sets of tyres from Pirelli for any bike that you may own, and you can win them by answering this simple question.
Who was the 2010 World Superbike Champion?
Send your answers into comp@bikechannel.com and we'll pick 5 of the correct answers at random, and you'll get yourself a set of tyres.
And also, along with your answer, don't forget to tell us what bike you've got and what type of tyres you need.
That's all we've got time for in this week's show, unfortunately. It's been fun, hasn't
it? It's been fun.
Yeah, she's all beaten up. Look, abuse. I've got bruises and everything. Abuse from Suzy.
Thank you so much to P&H Motorcycles of Crawley for their great hospitality as always.
As always, yep.
And if you want to see any of the clips in full, just go to bikechannel.com.
And of course, we want your feedback on this show. If you've got any challenges you want to see us do, any bikes you'd like to see us review, absolutely anything, just follow us, add us on facebook.com/bikechannel, let us know, or at bikechannel on Twitter.
And now, time for a sneaky little preview of what we've got coming up on next week's show.
We'll be coming live from the UK's biggest biking and music festival, the Bulldog Bash 2011.
And we'll be putting Dame Kelly Holmes through her paces when she does her CVT.
If that wasn't enough, I'll be checking out the absolutely insane supermoto, the KTM SMC 690.
And finally, Fast Bikes take part in the No Budget Cup, and we'll be there to see how they get on.